Hey guys, I'm back on a beautiful fall day here in the Panhandle of Florida. It is just perfect out. So I just finished filming the Shit Hits the Fan mystery box for November. And I'm gonna do another video that was kind of like a subscriber request. Once upon a time, I did a video on 10 good knives under 50 bucks, I think was the name of it. I'll put a link to it right about here somewhere. But that's been a pretty viewed video. I mean, you know, relatively speaking, and people really seem to enjoy it. I've had people asking me, would I do kind of an updated version? Would I do one getting a little bit more into it? Would I show more of the same sort of, so you know what? I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. So this video is going to be like, kind of, I don't want to say my top picks because I'm not rating quality. This is just one guy's opinion, of 18 really good knives for the value, $100 or less. I'm saying $100 or less because some of these are a little bit more pricey than just 50, but for the majority of them, as I go through the prices, you're going to see most of them are actually way under the $50 price tag. But I didn't want to limit myself to that because there are some that are pretty good, but a little bit higher. By putting knives, you know, in this group, I'm not saying that they are not high quality. Look, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a knife for it to be a good quality knife. Some knives are just not as fancy as others or don't have the backing of a brand name. So this is basically just kind of Doc P's picks on good value, lower price. I also want to say that you're going to see, you know, some products from different companies. Like I have a few Kershaws in here. I have a few CRKTs. It doesn't mean that I'm endorsing one company or another. That's not what this is about. I get accused every now and then of being sponsored by like Benchmade because I like Benchmade knives. I just like Benchmade knives or Hinderers or something like that. You know, I have no interest in promoting one of these over another. These are just honest to God knives that I would carry around and that I like for the price. But I actually did a little bit of research, so I've got some information in my little waterproof notebook about each one of the knives we're going to talk about. Somebody's kind of anxious to get going over there, so I better start this. I think that I'm going to go in order price-wise of lowest to highest as we go through this. And the first knife we're going to talk about, I was able to find on eBay, swear to God, for less than $1. Another thing that people tend to comment on and get kind of very, very upset about is when I will quote a price on how much something is, and they say, well, I can't find it for that. So listen. Number one, I did most of the price shopping on Amazon. So for the majority of these things, I searched them on Amazon. So the price I give you is what is on Amazon today when I looked. Some of them are not available on Amazon, so I'll give you the source of where the price comes from. But when I buy a knife, I want to get the best value for my dollar. So I do a lot of looking around. So I promise if your first Google search doesn't return, you know, a $20 knife is $20 and it says it's $40, spend a little bit of time looking around. I promise you'll find these things for good prices. But you know, when I tell you how much something costs, that's how much I paid for it. So I can't guarantee you'll get the same price, but that's what I found it for as I was searching around. Okay, so we are going to start with one of my favorite all-time knives. Kershaw is a great brand, high quality, not the best quality, but high quality, low prices. They've got some really great designs, you know, and they're getting fancier with who they're incorporating designs with. They're working a lot with some of the top, you know, high-end knife designers and producers now, but this is just a simple one that I have loved since the beginning of my knife days. This is the Kershaw Compound. Very lightweight, simple design. So it's out of production, but you can still find them. And this is, I swear, I found one on eBay this morning. It's used, but in very good condition, 99 cents. I don't know what shipping is, but 99 cents. So this knife has a 3.5-inch blade. It's a really nice shape. I don't know if you call this drop point, but I really like the shape of the blade. I like the look of the knife, and it's a comfortable knife to hold on to. So 3.5-inch blade. It's 8.25 inches overall. The blade steel is 8CR13 MOV. I should probably do a whole video on blade steels. So stainless steel. Is it like as good as M390 or, you know, S30V? Of course not, but for your everyday usage, is this going to hold up for you? Yeah, it is. It has the Kershaw Speed Safe Spring Assist, which is a really simple but really nice system. The handles are Zytel, plastic basically, fiberglass reinforced nylon, as is the back spacer, and then you've got stainless steel liners in between. You can open this up, you can take out the spring if you live in a particular area that has laws against assisted knives, and it is just as smooth if you just polish it up a little bit and clean the pivots as it is with the spring. One of the reasons this is near and dear to my heart is because my very first knife pimping I ever did, and yeah, this video's on there, about 4 years ago, and I look at it now and it's not bad. There's some glaring mistakes I wouldn't make today, but I still have it. And look, there's a little bit of rust on the blade. I haven't been like polishing this and taking care of it, so after 4 years of carrying, I had this on my whole deployment. I'll put a link to the video over here, you can check it out. The spring still works. The steel has a couple little rust spots, but that's only because I didn't keep it clean. So just because it's not a high-end steel doesn't mean it's a bad knife. And you know what? I'm going to carry this one for the rest of the day. I really, really do like it. So Kershaw Compound comes in serrated and straight edge. Great knife for your money, especially if you're paying $1 for it. Next knife we're going to talk about is made in China. A lot of these are made in China, right? Because they're not the highest end ones. But listen, here's a Chinese company that has copied some designs, but this one is kind of their own. And I remember I first saw a video about this knife when I was looking into how to do knife customizations. So this is the Enlan EL-01. It's a very simple, straightforward knife, and it holds up. It's a good knife. So another liner lock. This has no spring. It's a flipper only. This one was available on Amazon for $15.99, and I'm pretty sure that was with Prime shipping, right? So free shipping. You're looking at a 3.7-inch blade, 8.4 inches overall. Sorry I didn't write down the weights, guys, but these are, for the most part, unless it's like the aluminum-handled ones, are all about the same. 9 CR13 MOV steel, very similar to the 8 CR13. It's a Chinese lower-end knife, but if you can look in there, they added features that you would find on some better knives, like lightning holes in the steel liners. This knife will stick with you, and if you just need a good old utility knife that you're not afraid to rough up and mess up, this is a great choice. I like the feel of it, I like the look of it. It's a good, solid blade. Next up is the Coast XF350. I have been talking about the virtues of this cheaper, lower-end, but excellent quality knife for a long time. I don't have one right out of the package anymore. The only one I have left is the one that I sort of did up for myself. So when you get this knife, in the package, you're going to get a coarse textured G10 scale. It's similar to the Strider Gunner Grip. I've got a couple different videos with this knife on it you can go back and look at, through history. This one is one that I made. I'm actually pretty proud of this, so I'll probably do a clip inside and kind of edit in here of what this looks like. There's glow-in-the-dark back here and everything, and this is translucent green, jade G10. This one has an acid stonewash on the blade. It's been used a lot. 3.5-inch blade. It's just a really good drop point blade for utility use and everything. It comes razor sharp out of the package. It's an excellent knife, and in fact, when one of my airmen that I might have to deploy with or go to the field with asks me, like, what's a good cheap knife? I'm a young airman, I don't have a lot of money, what can I get? What can I pick up easily? This is one of the first ones I always recommend to them. And I do, sorry for that one. I do carry this knife often. I really like the size, the weight, the shape of it. It's very smooth. Stainless steel frame lock, really nice clip, deep carry clip, and G10 scale. When you buy it out of the package, the finish on the blade looks just like this. I am a big fan of this Coast knife. Not all Coast knives are great, but this one is really, really great. And I'm going to let this one sit in the sun so we can do an indoor glow-in-the-dark shot just to show off, because this is one of the favorite finishes I ever put on a knife. There you go. There's that Coast XF350 in the dark with the subdued kind of glow-in-the-dark underneath the scale. Isn't that a wicked look? Kind of like lightning-ish, sort of. Found this on Amazon for $19.12 with Prime shipping. I don't remember how it is that I wandered into finding this one, but I ended up, when I saw it, I just wanted to give it a shot, and I got it home, and I really liked it. So this is Ontario Knives, and Ontario is a good US-made knife company. This particular knife is produced in Taiwan, so at least that's the good China, not the enemy China, right? But this is the Utilitac 2. You're going to notice that it's got a big old Joe Pardue logo on there. Do not confuse Joe Pardue with Mel Pardue, who's the designer of a lot of Benchmade knives and his own custom ones too. Mel Pardue, Joe Pardue. two very different knife designers. But I really like this knife. That action, like I have knives 3 times, 4 times the price that aren't that smooth and crisp when they open up. 3.5 inch blade, 8 inches overall. The blade steel is AUS 8. I hear people arguing about AUS 8 back and forth. I think it's a decent steel. I like it. I've never had problems with it. I know some people absolutely hate that steel. But this is a really well ergonomically designed knife. I really like the blade's shape. I mean, just in terms of looks, it's really cool. You've got Zytel scales over stainless steel liners. Comes in serrated or straight edge. It also comes in black coating. You can find this on Amazon for $23.27. I think is the lowest price I saw it for. And that's with Prime free shipping. I'm going to look at the Gonzo G720. We've talked about this one a lot in the Ganzo giveaway videos that I already have. So some people get really offended when I say it's a stolen design or a copied or a clone, but as far as I'm concerned, he took this design. This is a Lion Steel SR1 design with a stolen Benchmade Axis lock system. And they put it into a much cheaper package. But you know what? I have to say, I love this knife. I have the actual Lion Steel to compare it to. So I don't know. Obviously, that's a much more expensive knife made out of better materials. But this is solid. This is like kind of a little bit of a beast. In fact, in the other videos, we call it the beast. And I have been happy to carry this around a lot of the times. And people that I know that know knives will see it and say, wow, that's a damn good knife. And then I tell them how much it costs and they don't believe it. Blade, it's 8.3 inches overall. The blade is 440C, which I still will go down fighting that is a very good blade steel. It's not a great blade steel, but it's a good blade steel. There's nothing wrong with it. You just might need to take care of it a little more than like a high-end super steel. You've got stainless steel liners and this Axis lock, or whatever they call it, because I think that's Benchmade's like trademark. Beautiful G10 scales, nicely machined, great texture on them. Feels very comfortable and it's very grippy. The back spacer is also G10. One kind of point of contention I have with this knife is the way that they secure the clip-on. You're not going to be able, unless you're going to like machine your own, to switch this clip around, but you can put it left or right. But the bolt that holds on the clip there also serves as a little glass breaker if you need it. And believe me, this knife has heft and weight that will get the job done. $95, including free shipping, Amazon Prime. To a brand that I don't know, some of their stuff is really good, some of their stuff is just absolute crap in my opinion, but Meyerco. So Meyerco puts out some very affordable knives. They work with some very good designers. Jeff Hall, and you're going to see 2 of his designs out here today. Jeff Hall is a great designer. I think he's a knife genius. I love his work. His customs are, can go for the thousands of dollars. Meyerco has a series of his designs in a mass-produced package. So this is the Meyerco Matrix. I got this years and years ago. These things has steadily increased since I got it. And the sun's kind of going down. I hope the light's still good on the video. Anyway, this is the Meyerco Matrix. It's 3.7 inch blade with 8 3/4 inch overall length. I love the shape of it. I love the design on the blade. The handle's awesome. So you've got this very nicely machined aluminum, anodized machined aluminum mixed with G10 in kind of a flow-through design. Stainless steel liners. It's a liner lock, kind of thin liners, but your clip can't move around or anything. 8 CR13 MOV blade, but this is so smooth. There's no way to describe. I mean, it wants to float. It's so smooth. And quiet too. I don't know how it's built, but I love it. This was my favorite knife design for a really long time. It's a gorgeous design, and you should check out Jeff Hall's other designs too. I mean, I just think it's awesome. Warren Osborne, Jeff Hall, and Mel Pardue are 3 of my absolute favorites, and great knife. I really like this knife, and if you're not a fan of this particular Meyerco, I do promise there are several with his name and his designs that Meyerco produces. There's a lot of Meyerco ones I would never carry around. One for less than $20 originally. I found it today on Amazon for $65.99, but that is with free shipping, so that's cool. But yeah, that's quite an increase, and there's a lot on Amazon for a similar price. I found it on Blade HQ for $24.95, but it is out of stock right now. Next one we're going to talk about is another high-end designer that lent designs and names to a kind of cheaper production knife. One of my all-time favorite knife designs. Absolutely love it. The CRKT Razzle. So this was the second or third knife I ever did kind of pimping on. Here's a link right over here. This is a Graham design knife. It's just so unique in the fact that it has the flat sharpened edge and then the main blade. It's a short little blade, but the design of this knife is awesome. It lends itself so well to custom work on it. So I still have this. I don't think that you can really see in the light out here right now. We've got that kind of late afternoon light. It's going through a tree. It's a weird angle. But blue and black G10, man, is this a comfortable knife. I love this knife. Two different clip options on most of them. You've got the one clip here for tip up and then standard clip for tip down. They both come on it, so you know you can't go wrong. I hate this lock system that they have, this safety system. But at least it's not spring-loaded like on some of the CRKT knives, so you can just switch it off and leave it there. But serrated and straight edges. I have carried one of these knives. I've had probably 8 of them over time. And that doesn't mean that I've had 8 because they've broken or anything like that. I've had 8. I've given them away, traded them, whatever. I've been carrying this one since 2012. And this is still one of my all-time favorite knives. It takes custom work so well. You can do so much with that kind of unique shape, and it looks really good. So this is a fantastic knife. 3/8 inch blade, 7 7/8 overall inch in length there. 8 CR13 MOV steel, so standard kind of, you know, lower end steel. Micarta handles, as opposed to, this is the only one that's on the list today that has micarta it comes with. But you can, God, I've done these in c-tek, I've done them in carbon fiber, I've done them in G10. You name it, it'll make a nice handle. It's great. So right now, free shipping, $24.99 on Amazon. The next knife we're going to talk about is actually the newest member of my knife collection. I just picked it up the other day. So I have an Emerson CQC7, and I knew he had partnered up with Kershaw. He's worked with Benchmade in the past too. I have one of their collaborations. The CQC6K is kind of a scaled down Emerson at a much lower price. So this is not bad. I like it a lot. I haven't taken it apart or anything. It has kind of a sticky lock. I don't know if that's all of them or my particular one that I got. So you've got a stainless steel frame lock with a G10 scale. 3 1/4 inch blade, 7 3/4 inches overall. 8 CR14 MOV blade. But it's got a really nice, I don't know if it's showing up in this weird light I got going on right now, a really nice kind of two-tone finish. Satin and stonewash on the blade. It's got the kind of patented Emerson wave pocket opener, right? So you can just open it straight out of the pocket. There's that stickiness I was talking about. I haven't gotten a whole lot of chance to carry it around, but I'm going to do that. So this made the list because it's a really nice design by a really nice designer, and it's very affordable. $25 with free shipping on Amazon, which is actually less than I paid for it when I bought it at the BX on base. Okay, next knife on my list here. It's old, it's out of production, but you can still find it. So this is the Buck 871. This was made in the days when they had a collaboration going with Strider, and you can see sort of the family Strider lines on this knife. I just like it because it's comfortable and the shape is different. So I included it on my list. Now it is kind of hard to find, but you can find it. I found it at Knife Center for $27.95, not free shipping. It's a 440C blade, I should say 440HC blade. I couldn't find the stats on it. I mean, I looked and I suppose I could have gotten a ruler, but I didn't. So it's about a 3-inch blade, give or take, about 7 to 8 inches overall. Steel liners, G10 scales, unique design. I like it. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I didn't want to not mention it because it's one of those. Buck Knives is a great brand. They've been around forever. I don't like a lot of their designs, but I really like this one. This is the Easy or Blue Ridge Knives Zancudo. I got this one from Knifeworks when it was brand new. I just thought it was a unique look and I wanted to try it out. And it is pretty unique, but it's very small, but it's a solid, good knife. So this is 3-inch blade, exactly, 7 inches overall, Aus 8 steel, stainless steel frame lock with G10 scale. You know, they say G10. It said G10 online. I feel like this is plastic. I've never taken this one apart. It's got inset liner inside that. Yeah, this is plastic. But it's a little small for my hands, but it's a nice knife, and it is just with the leverage and the detent, it's like lightning fast opening. So if you're into a smaller blade to carry around, very lightweight, this is a great option. The lowest price I found this one was $31 on Amazon. KnifeWorks has some, they're in stock, they're not, I don't know what the deal is right now. You can find it for less, I think, but $31. I know it's a small knife for that price, but it is a really decent piece of steel. Super lightweight, very nice clip on it to hold on. Good stonewash finish on everything. So, you know, here's something you can look into if you like the smaller ones. Moving on to more brand recognition, something you might know. So Victorinox Swiss Army knives. I've never been a fan of just the red Swiss Army knife model, but this is the Victorinox Hunter. I really like this one for a number of reasons. Number one, it's a different shape. It comes in red, but it also comes in this kind of green color. I don't have everything opened up that comes on it. Now, you know, I searched around on several different websites looking for exact dimensions on the blade stuff here, and I just couldn't find it. So there's also a wealth of different prices going on here. Victorinox uses their own kind of stainless steel, X55 CR MO14 steel. What I really like about this is that this actually locks this blade. About 3.5-inch main blade and corkscrew, of course, and tweezers and toothpick. Got a very simple release for the blade, though. It doesn't have a clip. It doesn't have a little pouch right now. It comes in a pouch, little sheath, but I lost it a long time ago. But this is a really good, you know, if you just need a simple knife blade, and there are a lot of people who this is as fancy as you need it to be, this is a good choice. I really like this. More so than the little red ones, because they're usually too small for my taste, or they're just way too thick with attachments. So $36.45 on Amazon with free shipping for the Victorinox Hunter. Also in the Victorinox family line is this knife by Mauser. There's a good story behind this. This was actually an issued German army Bundeswehr knife once upon a time. And then, I don't know who produced it then. It might have been Victorinox or not. I had this knife when I was a young cadet in high school. And I sliced off the tip of my finger with that knife, and it was reattached, and you can kind of see the scar right there. Horrible, stupid story. But this knife is very sharp. It's excellent stainless steel. Same stainless steel, you know, that Swiss Army knives are made of. This saw blade is wicked sharp and effective. Comes with a bottle opener and screwdriver. Clip point blade with all sorts of German writing on it. The one I had did not have the clip point blade on it. You've got your main blade, which is very similar to standard Swiss Army knife blades. But man, I was just sharpening this knife, and it slipped, and whoop, there goes the tip of my finger. Years and years ago. But this is an excellent knife. It also has corkscrew and the standard little all punch kind of deal. Very lightweight. If you live in a place where locking knives are illegal, and I know that some of those in Europe, it's a big deal. There are some small places here in the United States where you can't have a locking knife. It's not a locking knife, but it's very, very secure and very good. So I really like this knife. Man, I found one brand new. The prices on this range all over the place. Brand new, I saw one for $209 because they're not very often made. But I also found one used on eBay in excellent condition for $40. So lots of different options with this guy right here. This is one that I've been carrying more and more lately. Sorry, dirty blade. I've been using it a lot. So this is the Kershaw Link. This happens to be a special, you know, patriotic red, white, and blue edition. So white flag, blue scales, red backspacer. They also make an opposite one with red scales, blue backspacer. And the standard version just comes in like kind of a black wash finish with like a gray aluminum handle. So this one I got at House of Blades, and I think that this particular model is a House of Blades exclusive, but you can find the Kershaw Link in the black wash with the dark gray scales in a lot of different places. It's got a really nice feel to it, and it's really good steel. So this is probably the finest steel on the list today. This is S35VN steel in a really nice blade design. 3 1/4 inch blade, 7.6 inches overall. The liners are steel, but the backspacer and the scales there are aluminum, anodized aluminum. It's got Kershaw's speed safe system, so it is just fantastic opening. And it's been very, very useful for me. Deep carry pocket clip, which I love. So this particular model is $79.95 from House of Blades, which is basically like one of the most expensive ones on the list. However, I have it kind of in this place in the lineup because you can get the gray version for just $45.95. The gray version comes with a 440 HC blade. Going back to CRKT, you'll notice there's a lot of good CRKTs and Kershaws on this list. This is an oldie but a goodie, the CRKT Mah Eraser. Very unique looking knife. Now, I haven't found this model particularly readily available, but there is an all blacked out one. So black aluminum bolsters, black blade, exact same thing. It's an AUS 8 blade, so we can have that debate again. This thing is just so smooth. 3.9 inch blade, 8.8 inches overall, with just a really unique shape to it. You've got stainless steel liners, G10 scales with aluminum bolsters. That blade shape is just awesome, and I cannot even begin to describe how comfortable this is in your hand. And once again, super smooth, just super smooth. It's a great knife. This one's been in my collection for a really long time. I use it infrequently because I forget about it sometimes. But then I see it and I'm like, oh my god, I have to carry that knife. How have I not carried this for a while? Oh, it's so amazing. Yay. So I really, really like it. The blacked out version is available on Amazon for $51.20, free shipping. Moving into a brand that we consider more high-end, I guess, than some of the other ones. So the Spyderco Delica. I go through these phases of I really like Spyderco and I really don't. So the Delica is available in two main options, your hollow ground blade and your full flat ground blade. This one is a little bit lighter than the hollow ground, but it's really cool because the full flat grounds come in all sorts of fancy colors if that's what you want. So these are the only knives we're looking at that are lockback design. Not a huge fan of lockback. Easy to open, not as easy to close one-handed, not impossible. I've carried this one since a deployment like 2010, and it's kind of worn down, but it's one of those knives I forget I have, but I love carrying it. It's a nice little design, very lightweight, and very useful, very functional. 2.875 inch blade on each one of these. Everything's the same except the shape of the grind right there. 7.125 inches overall. VG10 steel. So I think there's one other knife that we're going to look at that has VG10. Spyderco really likes VG10. It's great Japanese stainless steel. The full flat ground is available on Amazon for $56.80 with free shipping. This is kind of, for most people I talk to, this is the blade of choice that they like. Now this particular one with the black coating and the 3/4 grind, the hollow grind, that's $74.97, again with free shipping on Amazon. So, I mean, which one you want is up to you. You might as well save a couple bucks. I don't think there's any real good advantage to getting this particular blade over this one. Save yourself 20 bucks and get the full flat ground if you're into it. Spyderco's a great brand name, great track record. They've got great customer service. It's a really nice knife. The handles, by the way, FRN, fiberglass, reinforced nylon, so plastic. But that's part of what makes these things so lightweight and easy to carry around. Got just a few left here, so let's take a look at the CRKT Foresight. I didn't even realize how many CRKT knives I had on this list. Because really, when in my mind, I think I like Kershaw better than them. But this is kind of a unique knife. I picked this up at the BX a little while ago. It's a Ken Onion design, so very well-respected name in knife making. Very weird clip. I don't like the clip on this, but I like the knife overall. So it's got the bearing system, so smoothness is not even, there are very few things that can compare to this with the bearings. Great detent, great bearings. Very interesting texturing on the aluminum handles there. 3.5 inch blade, 8.69 inches overall. It's got that kind of Ken Onion signature big belly on the blade. It comes serrated and not serrated, I'm pretty sure. AUS 8 steel, but it's got that, it's not a DLC coating, I can't remember the name of the coating, but it's a special coating that really protects the blade very, very well, all the way through its length and everything. It is a really amazingly smooth knife. It feels weird to even open just because it feels like it shouldn't be opening. It glides on the bearings. Aluminum handles, like I said, not anodized but coated. You should feel the handles. I don't know how else to describe it. Great shape though. It's just a wicked looking blade. Awesome handle shape. Great ergonomic design with the scallops in there for the fingertips. $72.50 on Amazon, which is less than I paid for it when I bought it in a store. So nice weight to it too. It's probably the heaviest knife we're looking at today. Oh, actually no, this is the heaviest, the Ganzo, but this is the runner-up. But the weight is all very well balanced. It feels really nice. Here's another Jeff Hall design. I had some issues with this knife when I first got it, so I emailed Nemesis Knives, which is Jeff Hall's kind of production branch, right? So they make more affordable versions of his knives without having to like contract out with another company. This is the Manx. It's a fairly small knife, very lightweight, but it is awesome. When I had issues with this and I thought there was something wrong, I got an email from Jeff Hall himself who explained it to me, which is really cool. So this is just... it's a cool, lightweight little blade. It's a 3-inch blade, 7 1/4 inches overall. It's a combination aluminum and carbon fiber scale, which is pretty cool over there. And then the frame here, the frame lock is 6AL4V titanium. So high quality materials in this. The only thing about this, my only complaint, is that if you've got large hands, it can get a little problematic. And that's the problem I was having, was when opening, I had my hand, my finger on the lock bar, which was preventing it from opening. So you got to kind of hold it in the right way. So VG10 steel, like the Spydercos. I have a black edition and this satin edition with their logo on it. It's a good solid blade. It's small, it's lightweight. And it's got a thumb disc instead of studs. There we go. See, I just got to remember how to do it. I promise it's worth the time and effort to just sort of get used to opening this knife. Once Jeff Hall sent me that email and told me exactly how to do it, it's fantastic, phenomenal knife. So I've seen these for mixed prices. Right now on Amazon, they range from upwards of $100, but you can still find them for as low as $65. I think I paid about $70 for this. So do a little research on the web before you buy this. You can definitely find it for under $100. That's it. Last knife we're going to talk about as we start losing the light and the sun's going down. It had to make an appearance. It's under $100. It is one of my all-time favorite blades. So, the Griptilian comes in a number of blade steels and a number of finishes. So this is kind of a lower, kind of lowest end, 550, 440C blade, old school, kind of oval instead of the round thumb hole. You go on eBay, you'll find prices for these all over the place. I've picked these up on eBay for 20 bucks. I've seen them in stores for 125. It all depends. Benchmade will make gold class editions of this for like $500. Snake River Knives makes these beautiful combination stainless carbon steel Damascus blades for the Griptilian. The Wilkins grips, G10 grip in that beautiful dark green jade color. I mean, so, you know, I'm just saying, my point is you can find very expensive ones. You can find fairly cheap ones. So I'm always talking about how much I get them for. I get them at the BX for about $75, and I get yelled at every time. That's not how much they cost. Just please take a little bit of time and do a little searching online. eBay is probably the best place to find a Griptilian. You can find any one of the three, the Tonto, the Drop Point, or the Sheep's Foot, for way less than $100. And the thing about it is just survivable. It's rugged. It's not so expensive that you're, you know, heartbroken if you lose it. It's got the Axis lock, which is my favorite lock system. A lot of custom handle options coming out these days, G10 and other materials. It's a good knife. All right, now I'm not saying I'm saving it for last because it's better than the others. I was going in price order, remember? So like standard, you're probably going to find this, like I said, about 80 bucks, $75, $80, which is why it's at the end. But on eBay, if you're willing to take the time and search, you'll find some really cheap ones on there. What I like to do is buy used ones and then refurbish them. I mean, I bought one for actually less than $20. I can't remember what I paid for the shipping. And then I just refurbished the whole blade, recoated it. I can't remember if I used Cerakote or Duracoat or what it was, but then I made a custom handle and I sold it for like 300 bucks. I swear, it's a true story. I prefer the sheep's foot blade myself. But a lot of people like the drop point blade too, so lots of options with the Griptilian. I know not a lot of people like it because it's all plastic and stuff, but you know, sometimes you just want something that's lightweight. So there you go, guys. There is a list. 18 very good knives for relatively cheap prices. You don't need to spend all the money for this guy to carry around a piece of quality steel in your pocket. Let's face it, these are awesome and they're really well made and they're rugged, but a lot of carrying something like this is showing off. For your day-to-day EDC use, I'm sure that this will get you through just as well as a Hinderer or a Benchmade or something fancy. Some of these other designs, I'd be willing to say that the 99-cent Kershaw Compound for just daily walking around in your pocket use will do you just as well as something way more expensive, 100 times that price. I mean, literally, a $100 knife is 100 times the price of this if you buy the 99-cent one on eBay. So, I hope this is what you guys were looking for. Those of you who wanted to see kind of another compilation of affordable, decent knife blades. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were more than $50. Feel free to comment on what you think. Did I leave some knives off that you would have talked about? Again, I had to go with what I had in my collection myself. I am not endorsing one brand over another, just the knives I like to carry around, in my humble opinion. That's all. Sometimes an arrogant opinion, but mostly a humble opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy this. You know, keep suggesting things that you want to see. Different topics, different knives, different ideas for custom work. I swear I'm getting the rest of those giveaway videos going right now. It's just been really busy lately. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love making these videos and I love the conversations that come out of them, and hopefully this helps somebody out who's in the market for something, and you know, here's some directions to look in, okay? All right, thanks for watching guys, and I'll be back in real soon.